question just get my attention. Coach?
So, all right, thank you guys for coming out. Appreciate it. Needless to say, very disappointing loss tonight. I thought we had a really good opportunity. We had the 10-point lead there with, 10 minutes to go. I thought they made some real critical baskets during that stretch. Lee hit a three, Lundy hit a shot. Pickett, step back off the glass from 17 feet, that you got to tip your cap to. They played very well, and then it got down to the last 4 minutes there, and it was a possession-by-possession game. I thought offensively we got to what we wanted. Pete got a score, then we got a foul, then we got a pull-up, and we just weren't able. I think we had those two possessions where it was tied, where Pete got fouled, and then we had the pull-up shot, which are two things that we want. That's our guy. And then Lundy hits the 4-point play, and then he hit a huge step-back three after that. We weren't able to chase him down there at the end. So we got to keep fighting. It's the guys are being tested with this a little bit, and like I told them, you just gotta get to work, got to get a little bit tougher. I don't think we're going to cancel the season. 3 games into the league, it's a 20-game schedule, and we gotta get better. The last 2 games defensively, I think we gave up 47 and 45. That's an area. Whether that's our getting a little bit worn down, whether it's breakdowns. Obviously, we'll watch the film with that, but our defense in the second half of the last 2 games has kind of let us down. And in my opinion, has been a big key to not taking care of these 2 games that we had a great opportunity to win. So we're going to get back to work and get ready to play on Sunday.
Questions?
Starting from about like the last 8 minutes of the game, you played pretty much the same 5 guys. I know Greer stepped in for a little bit. As they were sort of falling behind and Penn State was coming back up, why did you consider changing up the lineup at all? And why did you decide to stick with those guys?
Just because those are our guys. Boo, Pete, Robbie, I thought all those guys were playing well, and that was just a coach's decision. I thought those guys, our bench guys did some nice things, but I just thought at that point of the game, that's our veteran crew. That's the guys that we want on the floor there. And again, like you can look at it. They hit some incredible shots during that stretch. Now, we had a couple turnovers. I think we missed a couple threes. We had a couple empty possessions during that stretch. But if you look at it too, sometimes the shot making of the other team, it wasn't just where we were letting them lay the ball in the basket. Their kids stepped up and made some really big shots when they needed to. But those are our guys. If you look at our minutes, we only had one guy who played over 30 minutes. So minutes. College kids can play 22 minutes. Robbie Barron, 23 minutes. Pete Nance, 29 minutes. Chase, 28. Ty, 28. Boo was the only guy over 30. So that's not playing 40 minutes. So I felt like we had the guys on the floor that we needed to get the job done, and we just weren't able to do it tonight.
Do you kind of alluded to them before, but do you kind of chalk up those shots from Penn State that they made down the stretch more to those just being ridiculously good makes, or tough D on, or by?
I'd have to look at it again, but I thought like Jalen Pickett one time hit like a step back off one leg, off the backboard. Like that's good defense. Great. The kid Lee, I thought we did a really good job. He's not a great 3-point shooter. He steps up and makes a big 3 at the end of a clock. And then Lundy's threes were those were not open shots. The thing we can't do is foul. And Ty kind of got his hand caught in the cookie jar. But in order to foul, you got to be on the guy. So that's a heck of a shot. And then the last one, he shot over Pete Nance, who's 7 feet tall. That's so. Did we give up a couple at times where they got? Yeah, but we also scored some buckets too against them. But give them credit. A lot of times you lose, and the focus becomes so much on what we didn't do, which we got to get better in a lot of areas. But also give them some credit for stepping up and making some big shots.
Coach, you alluded to this a little bit, but with late Penn State, they made some of those big shots, and you had a few misses, like Bowie's missed layup and a couple other open looks missed. What would you like to see improvement in terms of shot selection?
Yeah, down the stretch, I thought we executed pretty well. Patrick. I really did. We went to Pete. We got in a little set that we were finding some success with there in the last 4 minutes. You know, Pete scored. Then the next possession he got fouled, and got to the line, and just we didn't convert the 1-on-1. The next possession we threw back to him, and he got the same shot he got against Maryland late in the game, where the one dribble pull up at the elbow, like that's his pet shot. I mean, I'm taking that all day long. You know, with the one with Boo, I think he thought there was some contact there. We drew up a play that kind of had a 3-point option. When it was a 3-point game after the Lundy bucket, Boo went in there and kind of, you know, lost his balance. I'll have to look at it, but we set up a play that had some different options. It had him being able to get to the basket. It had, you know, a back screen on the other side for a potential 3-point look, and you know, we just wanted the guys to make a play. So I really didn't think it was bad execution at the end of the game. I really didn't think that was it. You know, I mean, if missing a free throw is bad execution, and missing a pull-up jumper and missing a shot around the basket, I mean, those aren't bad shots. You know, just that's what the game's about sometimes. You know, you gotta convert those if you want to win, and we have. You know, Maryland we did, and that's why we won. You know, the last 2 games, you know, Maryland, we were in the same type of game, and we made those shots, and we were able to win. You know, the last 2 games, you know, we had the similar shots. They didn't go down, and the other team made them, so we lost. You know, so those are, you know, the old make or miss league, you know, sometimes, and you know, give them credit for that. I mean, I thought their shots were heavily defended. I actually thought the shots we got were more open than theirs, you know, but sometimes that's not what it's about. And give them great credit. Lundy and Pickett in particular, I thought those guys played outstanding tonight.
And Coach, staying on the topic, you said, you know, being up 10 with 10 minutes left and then a possession game with 4 minutes left. Do you look back and see maybe, or was there a point where you thought that Penn State swung the momentum,
Yeah.
or in your eyes right now, or kind of thinking about it, was there a point?
Yeah, I mean, I thought in that stretch, you know, we actually had our bench in during that time because we were getting some rest for our guys, you know, and we had Elijah was in there with Ryan Young. I think Greer was in there at that point. We were trying to have our bench guys give us some energy during that stretch. Elijah actually gave us a couple baskets. You know, we went to him. He scored. I thought a really big play when we went up 10, and it's just a little thing, but we went up 10 and we came out of the timeout, and I thought we had a good defensive possession. And right at the very end of the shot clock, Pickett kind of up-faked Elijah, and he left his feet, and we fouled him. And they were able to see 2 free throws go in to kind of get it back to 8. But that was the stretch. It wasn't the last 4 minutes. It was kind of the stretch from the 10-minute mark to maybe the 5-minute mark, where I thought that's where we had some loose possessions. You know, I thought we had a couple bad shots during that time. We had a couple bad turnovers during that time. And, you know, we only had 8 turnovers. But I thought that was the 4-minute stretch that kind of got them where the lead got back to tied. You know, and then you're in the very end of the last 3-4 minutes, and it's possession by possession. And, you know, they made a couple more plays in that stretch than we did to win the game.
Chase Ardege tonight looked like he was getting some treatment on the bench
Yeah.
when he was coming out.
Yeah.
And, you know, he hasn't quite looked like, you know, your leading scorer from last year
Yeah.
since he came back. Is he healthy or?
No, I mean, I think you guys know he's not 100% healthy, you know, and that's what I love about Chase. He wants to be out there for his team. I mean, you guys can see that. I mean, he's just trying to fight and give what he can give, you know, and I admire that about him, you know, and we got to do our best to try to get him out. You know, it's not something where we're making things worse. You know, we would never put someone in position to make it worse, but he's not 100%. And, you know, we're hoping that with time and more healing and more treatment, and, you know, with now though, you get in the Big Ten, you're playing every 3rd day, you know, so we gotta do our best to try to get him as healthy as possible and give what he can give, because we need him. You know, I mean, he's an older guy that gives us a lot on both ends, and you know, especially defensively. You know, he's a real shut down guy defensively, and he kind of anchors our perimeter defense. So, you know, I admire that he got it out. He was really hurting today, and I was not sure if he was going to play actually this afternoon. You know, and it's the kind of injury that he's dealing with is kind of a day-to-day thing. You know, how you feeling today? He wasn't feeling very good, but I give him a lot of credit for doing what he could to get out there and trying to help his team.
That's time for one more here. I'm sorry. Right here, because everybody gets one at that point.
You guys have had 5 games decided by single digits. You're 1-4 in those. You talked about the Maryland game. You were able to close that out. How do you have more games as you go on the season? How do you have more games end like the Maryland one?
Yeah.
One did and less.
Yeah, we got to make the plays. You know, and really the Providence one I wouldn't consider that. You know, we made a monster comeback in the last minute. I mean, I wouldn't consider that you know, but yeah, Wake Forest. You know, you look at it with the Wake Forest game. You know, now in these two, to me, there were three games in Maryland. You know, where we've had 4 games that were kind of in the last couple minutes. And, you know, you got to find a way. If you want to have a successful season, the teams that do that win the close games. You know, that's, you know, they're, you know, when we've had our good years, we've won those close games. And, you know, that's something that we gotta get, you know, you got to win more than you lose. And, you know, for us, you got to get the stops when you need it. And you got to, you know, make what I call winning plays, free throws, loose balls, step up, make a big shot, and then obviously get stops. And we're right there. You know, that's the thing about it is that's optimistic about it, but also frustrating, you know, because we're right there and we need to be able to break through. And hopefully we'll do it on Sunday. All right. Thanks, guys.